During the last GE, one Noor Deros came to prominence. He is a self-styled preacher based in Malaysia. He has been denied accreditation as an ustaz here in Singapore. Because he refused to comply with the Code of Ethics under Singapore's Asatizah Recognition Scheme, he refused despite being counseled by the Asatizah Recognition Board. On 19 April this year, 2 weeks before the GE, Deros issued a public statement. He said that he would campaign for any political party which could meet his list of demands. These demands included: 1, adopting Islamic economics by changing the financial system to a non-interest-based model. Another demand was that policies aimed at preserving existing racial proportions should be ended. Some of his demands were absurd, I would say very damaging. For example, his demand that we change our financial system to be more Islamic. The financial industry contributes to 14% of our GDP. It employs nearly 200,000 people. It is vital to our economy. This man, who is based in Malaysia, wants to stop all of that. It is madness. On the 23rd of April, Deros put up 2 Facebook posts. He said only the Workers' Party was taking his demands seriously. Deros said that he would invite Muslims in Singapore to vote for the Workers' Party if they agreed to his demands. He also portrayed Workers' Party's Malay-Muslim candidate in Tampines, Mr. Faisal Manap, as a more vocal champion of Malay-Muslim issues compared to Minister Masagos. He called on Tampines voters to, I quote, do the right thing, close quotes, meaning vote for Mr. Faisal Manap. On 24th of April, Deros made further public statements. He reiterated his call for Tampines voters to vote for Mr. Faisal Manap. He also said that he had spoken to all of the Workers' Party's Malay candidates. Deros was saying that he would rally votes for any political party that agreed with his demands which were along racial, religious lines. And he was comparing 2 Malay-Muslim candidates and saying, vote for Mr. Faisal Manap because he has been a more vocal champion of race and religion for Malay Muslims. That was the main troubling issue, not whether some of his demands were absurd, or whether one agrees or disagrees with his demands, or whether one agrees or disagrees with his assessment of candidates. Asking Singaporeans to vote for political parties and candidates along racial, religious lines is a reckless thing to do. It also sets a dangerous precedent. If we allow this, other racial and religious groups will have similar demands, and we have to allow them to make similar calls too. The natural result in a democracy will be that the largest and the best organized religions and races will get their way. They will have the strongest lobbying power and the most number of votes, and political parties will have to listen to them. The other natural result is that the followers of different races and religions will clash. Followers of different faiths can hold beliefs that are essentially incompatible with one another. If different groups press their religious ideals hard instead of compromising with one another, and if the government prioritizes the views of one faith over another, conflict is inevitable. If we go down this path of canvassing based on identity politics, the result will be that most parties will appeal to the Chinese vote, and the minorities will feel the squeeze and will be marginalized. When you try and get the Malay-Muslim vote in this way, and if the Malay-Muslim community responds, the other communities, in particular the Chinese, will quickly notice and very likely start to view the Malay-Muslim community with suspicion along communal lines. This is what happens in many countries, and our sense is that something like that may have started to happen in Tampines. Many Chinese voters in Tampines seem to have observed the communal nature of the appeals to the Malay voters, and they seem to have chosen to take a different direction during this GE. But this sort of racial dynamics in politics is very bad for Singapore. The same can happen with religions. Christianity, Buddhism, Taoism. These will emerge as the dominant religions influencing politics. That will cause deep resentment and anxiety amongst Muslims, Hindus, other groups. In the US now, there is a blurring of lines between religion and politics. There was an article published by Spiegel International 2 weeks ago, the 2nd of October. The article reported that prominent US religious leaders are openly pushing political agendas. One even called for the establishment of an American theocracy and banning Muslims from holding public office. Instead of rejecting these ideas, some politicians in the United States are promoting them in order to get votes. More citizens have also become more accepting of political violence in the name of furthering religious ideals. Bigger countries may possibly survive with these sorts of divisions. Singapore, we will certainly be divided, damaged, and ruined.